Good morning, Belding community. This message is for families and students and staff. Last Friday, the governor announced that schools will not resume this year in Illinois. And I wanted to reach out and give you a message, but honestly, I had a good cry on Friday. And then it took me the weekend to get myself organized to wrap my head around this idea of not going back to school. I went into education because I love working with people, and so being in an empty school is not what I want to do, and I'm imagining that's true for all of you. So what I would like to say is this is hard, and yet we can do this. And as I got myself organized, I thought back to the vision and mission of Belding School. Our vision is joyful, inquisitive learners who care for and contribute to our world. And I do want all of us to try to find joy. Try to find things every day that bring us joy, whatever that is. So for me in my house, we like to take a walk. About 4 or 5 blocks from my house is northeastern Illinois. And this may sound crazy, but on the roof of the parking garage is a big open space. I like to go there with my daughter. She likes to scooter. The dog runs around like crazy. It's a beautiful view of the skyline of downtown Chicago. And that little walk every day, we don't run into people, and we always feel joy. So find something like that that gives you joy. We are also learners at Belding. So my challenge for myself and for you is to find ways to be a learner, to find things to grow during this time of social distancing. So at minimum, students, if you don't understand disease and how disease spreads, then you haven't learned the right lesson. So all of us need to know how to wash our hands properly and how to prevent the spread of viruses. So I'm imagining in the future at Belding, we will be wearing face masks a lot more if we are feeling sick or if it's flu season. But also I want us to grow in personal and academic ways. So students, we do want you to do the Belding work that we're sending home. We're trying to make it a reasonable amount, 1 or 2 hours a day, but we want you to keep growing. We are narrowing down the curriculum to just the core things that you need for your grade level to be ready for going ahead to the next grade. So work with your teachers every day. But also look for ways to grow that bring you joy. This strange time of being stuck inside might give you a chance to focus on something that you really find a lot of joy in. One year I had a student who went home and learned Japanese by watching YouTube videos. He was just in love with anime and learned Japanese on his own. Maybe you will work with your family and you will go out in the garage and learn about cars and how to change the oil in your car. Maybe you'll learn to play the guitar or tackle some big project or learn how to cook. I don't know what it is, but find things that bring you joy that you can learn. So I'll show you my little project. I have an older house and some of the windowsills are damaged from rain coming in over the years. So I have become a woodworker recently. I am now a fan of circular sanding. I have more kinds of sandpaper than you would imagine. And I have sanded about 7 windowsills in my house. I have a box of sandpaper, and I am becoming a woodworker. It's something I've never done before, but it brings me joy. And when I look at those windowsills after they're sanded and restained and covered with polyurethane, it makes me happy. I'm making my house a better place. So learn something that gives you joy. But we are also a community at Belding, and our vision statement is we are a community that works and dreams together to inspire, cultivate, and engage the hearts and minds of our diverse students, family, and staff. So during this time of COVID, we want to be a community for each other, and we want to find a way to work together and dream together. So how can we be community for each other? Please check on each other. I've asked teachers to call families and just check in. Students, call your friends. Parents, call other parents. Be a community for each other. There are a lot of people struggling. Many people got laid off and have financial hardship, and we are trying to be loving for others in our community as we find out those needs. Make sure you check on people. Are they healthy? Is anybody sick? Does anybody need any practical support? One mom called me recently and said, I know it's hard for single parents to get out of the house. If I can go to the grocery store for somebody else, let me know. And we are taking her up on that to go to the store for another family in the Belding community. And be generous. I took a meal to a friend this week. I found out she'd been laid off, and I took her a whole meal and some groceries. Be generous, give people money, shop for them, Do what you can do out of your big hearts. To be a community also implies being together. And at Belding, I love walking through the halls. One of my most proud things about being the Belding principal is when people visit Belding, they say, this place feels warm and loving. Compared to other schools I've been in, this place feels really loving. And to me, that is worth the weight in gold. That is something I'm most proud of about Belding, but we can't be together during this time. So a couple of ideas. We are on Facebook, and a lot of people are using that as a way to connect and post, and teachers are posting videos and families are posting videos from inside their homes. So consider joining our Facebook group to be part of the community. I've asked teachers to do weekly check-ins with their class and more personal check-ins at least every other week with students. And I am going to work with my staff to try to find a way to do some school-wide events even though school is closed. I'm not really sure what that will look like. Maybe an online talent show or some kind of an online art gallery or doing some learning together online. If you've got ideas, send me an email. But we are looking for ways to have human connection even though we're home isolated. So community, I encourage you to use this time to dream, to look for things that inspire you, and to focus on your hearts and your minds during this time. We care about you, we love you, and we can't wait to see you again at Belding.